Welcome. Willkommen. 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 I'm calling it Dutch fiction, but it's really science fiction. Yeah. It's really science fiction with an ending point. The ending point is now for this video. Why? Ask yourself. If you live in this world, doesn't it frustrate you when you speak English? Doesn't it make you feel like you're burning in hell because you entered a reality where you translated? Something like that. Well, twice recently I have translated a completely immaculately deranged sentence into something possibly English from a Dutch perspective, which kind of made it like Spanglish or really stupid Dutch. You stacked the Dutch, down here would be Geschneides. Up here would be English. Because it has to go on top with something sane. While we're doing, yeah, we're doing something. It will be to be read. It will be to be read. So, how many dramatic women you must channel to get through trying to introduce a post? These posts are about Prince William. Because I am obsessed with him. La 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 la. Ooh. La 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 la. Dun 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 dun. Something like this happens in my head. You know, like that would be fine for anybody to see and look at. Nobody would ever be able to embarrass me if you knew I'm spending all of my time doing this. He's married. So would you like to listen to me tell my father? That's what we're doing here. Oh, it's sad because my father is very far away. I've never been able to know him. So where are we going to start? I don't know. Somebody once felt very certain of the things I say. But am I allowed to be them? No. Find him to be very sexually attractive. You can see here I wrote a list of my favorite things. What is your favorite jugdering? What would the Dutch person say? Jugdering. You know, rarely. But on the internet, there is a modern cultural Geschneides subcategory. What happened to us after we started looking for Katharina? Or something like that. Because they do have to speak English, probably. Stuff like derangement. Things are very rare to say. It's a genre. who wouldn't have BPD? You know what I mean? Never been diagnosed with it. But I noticed in my split personality did develop very acutely. Bria Kagev. She's a writer, she's an author. Could she be summoned? Probably. Separate, you know? A little bit separated. Stepping back into, you know, someone you could stand to be after you've been it. Everything else, the chaos of being. Is it really necessary to get into now? I don't know. Because somebody does come very close to the love I feel when they introduce it. I love you. Stuff like that. Like, it's just kind of not a bad time to be in love. Not a bad time to be in love. This is what actually happened to me. Kidnapped. They took all my dogs away. Do they look fed, well cared for? They're calling them Irish wolfhounds. I don't know. It's probably related to Finny. Finny is one of the first Irish wolfhounds. So she claimeth that she wants kissing. Anyway. So do you think this is going to be about Prince William? Wrong! This is my incest. It's about how the gold of Beatrix's dress contains like this dust of magic. So she claimeth that she's like not sexually attracted to them. This is about Argentinian religion. Like, what a pot of gold in terms of inspiration to be someone else. Should I update my address and tell them where I am? Is it possible I could be deported? Anyway, the journey to get home. It's gonna be happening through English. Hello. I'm an English girl. This is what I made for his retirement. Would it be a party in the sky in a good way? Actually, I was saying this in a good way. That the sky be partying for your retirement. It's happening because of the change. If you come down, it says, hey, where what you? And it's really cute. That's what I came up with. In terms of love, in terms of flirting with married men. Retirement posters. Anyway, and then it turns to hatred because I noticed that he doesn't look at me back. He actually looks at this thing. Sorry, I'm not gonna call her this thing and show you. That would be really rude. I'm a Dutch girl. Frustrated from something like, would this be cute enough to happen in real life? But anyway, we're not related. Or we are. I can't tell. It's crazy because, you know, now that we've summarized this, what happened, I really thought she was my baby. And I ate this because I cooked it. Wouldn't you want some? No, they're married. Anyway, that's past everything I wanted to talk about. I wanted to read some Dutch. What would William do? Does it calm your throat from the inside, like honey? And then you get called honey girl, and you're like, subservient to a married man. For my own love. It's so-called existentialism in some worlds, but in another world, if you really spoke English from the beginning and then you said existentialism, god damn where you at? Anyway, let's talk about war. Let's not. It's not chess. This is about the Argentinian religion too, and I welcomed him into it, and then he disrespected me by being nowhere. and married, presumably taking his children to school. You know, it's insane. He surely didn't want to walk there. Actually, he married someone else there. Shared passions. Anyway. Oh, I wanted to explain this. Most of my writing is about Dutch passion. What are you? Spanish? And my mother would be there, and she would be like, say something really funny, and she would actually burst out with laughter and be like, floopity floop 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 Verdes. So cute. So, authenticity. I was trying to apply for college, but my interest peaking right now is actually turning into massive depression because I have to lie to continue my college education. Whereas I'm having like really good artwork come out of it. Balanced by the fact that it's culturally inappropriate because it's about a man I can never be with because he hates me because he's married. Anyway, there's been so many lines it doesn't come back from. Just me, my time. It's all about me because why? I'm a Dutch princess. All about me when you enter my space. A lot of my writing is about Dutch passion, Netherlands passion. So it's all on my Instagram. It's really cute if you follow it through. But I thought maybe that would be kind of difficult, and if I read it aloud, you might understand the passion of what I was written in passion. Some of it's really tonal, obviously, and you want to come and meet my tone because you've probably been exposed to Dutch culture in a way where you're like, that's really cool, I like it a lot. So when it happens again, you want to meet me. Because why? We're doing it Dutch. And in Dutch, tone is super important. Tone is super important in a way that the author usually introduces their specific tone to it, and then you come to regard language. Actually, when you come to regard language, it's to process joy in a way that makes you better, which is what I'm doing a lot in my writing. But then I became an educator because we're talking about a citat. That's really cool. Here's the citat. Liefde is een doek geleverd door de nature en geboren door de verbeelding. Verbeelding is totally like a tone. I was like, ooh, can talk about that too. So I wrote, I picked out a question too. I picked out a question to respond to. Welke vragen komen het eerst in me op als ik aan dit citaat denk? And I wrote, Voltaire began met liefde aan twee. So I re-quoted myself to be verbeelding like Voltaire. Is it interest? To build a conversation up. This is very Dutch of me. I'm very potently Dutch is what I'm trying to say. Which has maybe made sense to you because I'm very potently Dutch, which is why you should have wanted to protect me and make me grow up in my current family. Voltaire began met liefde aan twee. Voltaire voorhand als per motief een groot verschil met nieuw. So then I also mentioned, last time I was in love with Voltaire, I said this thing to ironically touch base on some kind of subjective surrealist comedy. And that was kind of inappropriate because in that poem, the second poem I mentioned, which is really proven that I've written so much that it needs to be talked over like this. It's so beautiful. Verbeelding essential voor Nederlands. Want Nederlands politiek en heeft liefde. Liefde is verdriet. Dat is mooi, niet aan duus. Duus is en polity automatisch. Nog ziel in me. Erkennen ze daar om de laag. Liefde und Verbeelding en Engels nu spreken. Example trop alles. Das is verbeelding met me Duus. Dus is verbeelding avec une separation voor politiek. Deze dat komen we door een vraag, dat ik bent denk voor dit moti. Now that it's all been very important, we're going to pocket that concept for a different time. And you may go to my Instagram and read how I did explain to my daughter what been happening this man jaar. If you'd like to know, she is very cute.